for trading it all.
Welcome to the show, everyone. It's the weekend. We're going to be it's almost the weekend, and we're going to be networking with everybody out there. You all know that I made it possible for everybody to talk about themselves. Who doesn't like to do that? You know what? Here's what we're going to do. We are live on Facebook right now, so I want to say hi to everybody out there. Like us, follow us. We're going to be sharing the show right afterwards, but I really want to come. I've got some newbies with me today, guys, so here we go with networking. My first guest is Dr. Jeffrey Fannin, and he is the owner of Thought Genius. Welcome to I Need This. So thank you, and welcome to the show. Tell everybody a little bit about yourself and what you do.
Carol, thank you very much. Well, I'm a neuroscientist, so I work with people, their brains, for optimal performance, work with anxiety, depression, things like that most people have. In fact, we know that 26% of all adults in the United States have some mental disorder. And so a large part of what we're going to talk about today is to help people understand why some of these things are important and what they can do to help themselves.
Well, okay, thank you, because I could say for sure I feel this way, and I think a lot of people out there can definitely relate, right? So you always said you wanted to talk about, and I hope I say this right, oxidative, is that I say it right? Oxidative, sorry. I don't know how to say it, guys. Try this. It's not easy. Stress. What does that mean?
Well, you know, Carol, if you took an apple and you cut it in half and left it out in the air, what would happen to the apple?
Gets brown.
It turns brown, right. That's oxidative stress. So when we look at oxidative stress and where that comes from, a lot of people think it has to do with just regular stress. It does, but that's kind of a sidelight that we'll get into here in a few minutes. But the oxidative stress deals with the free radicals. We're all familiar with that. And in our cells, there is what we call mitochondria. That's where we get our energy from. So it's a fact of life that we can't get away from it. We all have it. And this oxidative stress is bombarding our body all day long, millions and millions. So we've been taught to understand that in dealing with free radicals, that we will use antioxidants. And so I can't eat enough berries and fruits and vegetables to deal with that, because it's a one-on-one ratio. So one antioxidant kills one free radical, and you have millions of free radicals going on. So it's
a lot of fruit and vegetables.
Right, it is. So it's a little bit like trying to put out a house fire with a Dixie cup full of water. And so one of the things that oxidative stress deals with is this it's not a supplement, but it is an activator. So we call it NRF1 and NRF2. Now, NRF2 deals with mainly our DNA. So we have markers in our DNA, and that's why some people get cancer, some people have heart disease, some people have immune problems, is because of that. So this is about turning those markers on and off and being able to let that healing process happen naturally. And so the NRF1, it produces a couple of different enzymes. One is called catalase, and the other is SOD, superoxide mutase. And these allow that to heal. The brain and the body to do this on a natural basis. So some of this stuff is a medical breakthrough. You may not be aware of the last medical breakthrough, but that was penicillin.
Oh, that was a long time ago.
Yeah, it was a long time.
And that was a good thing.
Yeah.
And so this is sort of the same kind of deal?
Well, it's that big of a deal.
It's that big of a deal.
Yeah, so
wow.
Utilizing this, it has 5 ingredients that have been used in Ayurvedic medicine for thousands of years. And it's not the ingredients themselves, but it's the way that it's been formulated to allow this healing to take place naturally. So maybe on another show we can talk about different kinds of things that are happening with people, but all oxidative stress, and here's the kicker, all oxidative stress is linked to all diseases. And
wow.
So part of the disease elements, so going back to the oxidative stress, if we talk about our toxic environment, I think everybody would agree that we live in kind of a toxic environment. The food we eat, the water we drink, the air we breathe, all deals with this oxidative stress. So in 1976, we had about 65,000 toxic chemicals that were on the market. So the Environmental Protection Agency enacted a statute to kind of give us some protection, but now there are about 85,000 toxic chemicals, and only a handful of them have ever been tested as to their toxicity, and the results were not very good with those. So when we start looking at how does this affect us on a daily basis, let's take depression, for example. There are 322 million people around the world that suffer from some form of depression, or there are over 300,000 school-age children from 2 to 5 that are at risk of having some depressive diagnosed issue and may have it for the rest of their life. As a result of that, now let's not forget anxiety, because anxiety in the last decade has risen 18%, and it's on the rise with the younger generation. So the American Psychological Association came out with a study, and they said that 12% of all millennials have a diagnosed anxiety disorder. That's double in what we see in my generation, the baby boomers. So it's on the rise, and a lot of it has to do with this oxidative stress that we're dealing with. So when we look at ADD and ADHD, because I work with a lot of that in my practice, in 1997, there was about 6% of people that were diagnosed with ADD and ADHD. But in recent years, it's gone up to 10%. Now, maybe that doesn't sound like a lot, from 6% to 10%, but that's a 60% increase, and why we're seeing it so prevalent in our schools and our children.
Let me ask you something. With you, what you is it what you say that we should be taking? This is a supplement, or is it one? Is it 3? Is it just one?
Well, we have 2 of them, NRF1 and NRF2.
So there are 2.
There are 2.
Okay.
And people like to call them supplements, but they're not supplements. We're not supplementing anything in our body.
So what do we
They're
call them?
Activators.
Activators.
So we are activating the DNA, and we're also activating the health of a mitochondria, where we get our energy from.
Now, I know this is, you're giving away something. It's a brain map. So will you tell everybody what that is? Because we only have a couple of minutes, and I know when you're a doctor that you talk in a way that we need to understand, but what is this brain map that you're giving away? Well,
the brain map, we will start with an EEG, electroencephalogram, and we'll measure 20 locations on the head. Then we'll convert that to what's called a quantitative EEG, or QEEG. And that way I can see the patterns of what's going on, where some of the brain is working too hard, not hard enough. So most of these diseases we've been talking about have a signature in the brain.
So you can see them?
Yeah, I can look at those, and I can see who has ADD and who has depression, who has anxiety.
Wow.
Look at PTSD, all of those kinds of things.
You're also going to do, you have a webinar that you've got that's coming up. Would you want to tell them about that?
Oh yeah, this is my my baby, my pet, and so it's called Your Genius Brain is the name of the course, and it's a webinar course. There are 11 sessions in this, helping people to understand things like how to get rid of subconscious belief patterns that aren't working for them, or overcoming fear. Or
a lot of people need that.
Yeah, what's holding you back in life that's keeping you from this. So there are actual scientific things that we're going to study, and we're going to show people the techniques in each of the 11 sessions.
We're going to go to a break, and when we come back, I want to talk further. So everyone's going to get entered in to win this brain map. It's going to get a chakra scan and a consultation. That's a $950 value free to you guys out there. Also, everyone's going to get entered in to win this webinar course. We're going to talk about it more when we come back. Our number here is 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. Check him out on his website. It's thoughtgenius.com. So welcome back, everyone. And we are talking with Dr. Jeffrey Fannin, and he is the owner of Thought Genius. And he's a genius And that's, you know, when you're talking about what you do, and I understand it's hard for everybody, but I want you to recap real quickly on what they're not supplements, they're what?
Activators.
Activators.
Right.
And we want you to kind of tell us again what it is, because we're also going to add in something for everybody to get entered in to win this. So tell them again what it is.
Well, an activator,
Easy way.
Yeah, an activator works differently than a supplement. With a supplement, you're taking something that your body is not making. An activator is activating the cellular parts down at the molecule level and helping the energy reoccur, helping us age slower as a result of the stuff that the NRF1 that works on repairing our mitochondria. So that's important that once the damage from the antioxidants begins, or the free radicals begins to take place, we age much faster. So when people are taking these activators, you can actually get a blood test that will determine how you're dealing with antioxidants and so far. It's called a TBars.
But it's for the brain.
Well, it's
or
for the
entire body.
Entire body.
Okay.
So there's this stuff's been around for about 10 years, and there are some pretty miraculous things that are happening for people. And I'll say right now that it's not designed to mitigate or to cure or to prevent any kind of illness, but there are some pretty amazing stories about people who have been able to get over diabetes, who have been able to reduce their anxiety, who have been able to
it's amazing.
Yeah, I mean there's literally tens of thousands of people,
and it's natural.
It's natural. It's all natural ingredients, have been used in the Ayurvedic medicine for thousands of years.
And now you're also going to give away this brain map that they're going to get that comes with a chakra scan and a consultation, and that's for finding out what's going on in that brain with yours right now.
Not only the brain, but the chakra centers will let us see how the energy in your body is flowing, because a disease is also related to the fact that when the energy is stuck, then we begin to have symptoms of different things. And a lot of that has to do with this oxidative stress.
I'll tell you, everybody's chakras are stuck,
yeah.
Right? They're all, I mean, that's why we're all messed up, right? And so we've got our lines open here for everyone to get entered into that. It's a $950 value, as well as you're going to get entered in to win this webinar that you're doing. It's called Your Genius Brain.
Your genius mind.
Mind, okay. I thought you said brain. Okay, mind. It's your genius mind. It's 11 sessions that you're going to learn about what?
Well, if people understand the law of attraction, a lot of them don't know how to make it work, how we create our own reality. This is also about learning how to get rid of subconscious belief patterns. So if we're putting things out there like I want more money, we might be doing that consciously, but subconsciously, that's happening down in that subconscious part of our brain, and we're broadcasting, you don't deserve money.
I got to tell you guys, I work on that every morning to try and make money as much as I can, and I do for 3 hours before. No, but I do work on that, and I do believe in it. The law of attraction, it's all what it's about, so you're going to learn that, so you get that coaching from you as well. So that's all $950 value as well. You're also going to, we're going to just want everybody to get entered in to win a Vitality Stack, which is this...
the NRF1 and NRF2. It also has a lot of other things like the probiotics, you know, that are specially coded, because 60% of what it never gets past our stomach lining. So this will get down where it can actually do some good. And then we have some of the other antioxidant information that or pills that are in there. So
okay, so our number here is 602-277-5369, and toll free it's 1-866-536-1100. I'm going to let everyone call throughout the rest of the show for all of this. And you know, this is something, whether it's you or someone that you know, call in and get entered in to win. It's wonderful to find out what's going on in your brain, your chakra. I want to know what's going on, and that's why you're stuck. You're going to learn why you're stuck, right?
Right, exactly.
And then, of course, the webinar helps you learn that even more so.
Right. And one of the sessions in the webinar is intuition. We all have intuition, but some of us don't pay attention to it. Recently, I was in a movie called PGS, Your Personal Guidance System, Intuition. So I'm the neuroscientist that was providing, how does intuition work?
How does it work? I want to know.
It works, well, you can't force it, and it works spontaneously.
It's something that you know in the back of the head, and we never follow it, don't we? And then at the end, when something, we always say, I knew that was going to happen.
Yeah, well, exactly. Or, yeah, I knew that was going to happen, or I felt it in my gut.
I felt it in my gut. I just knew there was something wrong with that guy. Right?
Exactly. So, or we might do something like, oh, I probably should take a sweater today. It's going to be cold. And then you look out and it's bright and sunny, particularly here in the Phoenix area, and later on it gets cold and you go, I should have taken the sweater.
Right. I know that. So a lot of people, we know this is something that people need to look at, and we are now, a lot more than ever before. It used to be that, you know, we thought it was hokey, but it's not hokey, is it?
No, it's not.
Not at all. And you're a doctor, and you're saying it.
Well, these are real science. So I spent about 3 weeks studying some of this stuff because there are 26 peer-reviewed papers that are out there. And if you were to take and go to PubMed.gov and type in NRF1 or NRF2, you would see 11,663 papers that are out there done by independent researchers and universities, and the Heart Association, you know, Ohio State University, Stanford. I mean, the list goes on and on of places that have put this out there, because we're talking real science. We're talking real stuff that's backed up by a lot of people.
Well, I'll tell you something. He does free consultations, and right now we've got everyone that's getting entered into win. This is a brain map. It comes along with a chakra scan. I'm in. Also a consultation. Find out, why are you stuck? What's going on in that brain of yours? You can find out. This can also help you with your aging process as well, correct?
Right, as well as your focus and concentration. So those things are really important. Have you ever gotten to the point where after lunch you get that low slow down, that where we get lethargic? Well, this will open up that so you get more productive, more things done, much better for you than taking some energy drink.
You can also learn about it all in his webinar that he's doing, Your Genius Mind. It's 11 sessions. You're getting entered into win that as well. This is all about learning about yourself, right?
Yeah, they can go on the website to yourgeniusmind.pro and read what that's all about.
You can also go to his website, which is thoughtgenius.com. These are big things. These are big ticket things. You're also going to get the Vitality Stack as well. We want everybody to try it. I'd like to try it to see how I would feel on it. How long do you know when you're taking it? How long do you see a difference?
Well, it kind of varies from person to person. I know people that within a day or two, they have found that, wow, they're feeling great.
Did you take it?
I take it every single day.
And how long have you been on it?
About 5 months.
Okay. And what was your reaction to it?
Well, it was very, very good, because I was still feeling the after effects of being in the hospital about a year ago, close to death, and recovering back from that. And of course, I had fogginess in the brain and just lethargic, didn't feel like doing much of anything. And when I started taking this, I just started feeling better. And most of the people that I work with, and there are some studies that we put on the websites for one of my patients. I had to try this on some of my patients, and pretty amazing things that we were able to show with ADD and somebody who is suffering from prostate cancer. And
so let me ask you something. Can anyone take it?
Anyone can.
Anyone? How old?
Well, I've been told, I haven't seen this for myself, but there are mothers who will grind some of that up and put it in the baby's formula. Now, if it's a person who's under 100 pounds, then we advise to cut the pill in half. Mm-hmm. If they're over 100 pounds, they can take a full dose.
Well, everyone's getting entered in to win. It's an all-natural product. It's not going to hurt you. You can check it out on the website, which is thoughtgenius.com. He does free consultations. He'll talk to you. He wants to help people, and he can help people internationally, so from all over. And his phone number directed 602-548-9092. Call in here. Get entered in to win. This is a brain scan. You could get the brain map. I should say it's a brain map, not a scan. Brain mapping with a chakra scan and a consultation that goes along with that. Find out what's blocking you truly and what's going on in that brain. That's a $950 value free to you, as well as you're going to get entered in to win the webinar that he's doing, Your Genius Mind. That's 11 sessions that is like coaching. It's a coaching session, correct?
Well, that's part of it, yeah,
Okay.
the coaching part, but more than anything, it's allowing people to get the tips and the science behind how some of this stuff works
To understand it. So
they can do it themselves.
So you can do it yourselves. Also, you're going to get that vitality stack. This is awesome, guys. Call in here. Our number here is 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. Check him out. It's thoughtgenius.com.